Hey Leo, this is your monthly reading for July 2020, and this is a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The energy is transferable. It can be vice versa. Readings are timeless, and even when it says like July, this should resonate for whenever you come across the video. So let's see. Leo, I'm going to do your past, present, future with the Osho Zen Tarot first. For your past, we have the Eight of Clouds, which is the guilt card. So someone might have put you in a position, or you yourself might have put someone else in a position to feel guilty, or, you know, your own mind contamination, feeling guilty about something. It's something that you can rise above. It's definitely something that's self-induced for the most part. I mean, the trap. Wow. Yeah, so and then for your current situation, we have the Nine of Clouds. So it's 8, 9, sorrow. So you might be feeling a little bit sorrowful and trapped in lots of mind trap here for you, Leo. So you might be involved with or around air sign, or you might have a lot of air in your chart. In the future, we have the Outsider, which is like the Five of Pentacles. So you might, in the upcoming future, feel as though you are separate from the whole, but of course that's not true. So let's look a little bit more into this. Definitely feel like loss keeps coming into my mind. Definitely loss out of all of these cards. Leo, July 2020. For your current situation, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So you might have had been in a relationship with someone that went awry, something that you thought was stable and would have ended up in marriage, perhaps. This can also mean like a celebration that was a little bit, perhaps, like maybe premature and didn't turn out as planned, or, say someone has a wedding and you weren't invited. This can also mean that too. And in all of these cards, it's like feeling isolated and separate. So you might feel left out. In your recent past, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So a long recovery from something, something that took a long time. You felt like you had to rest and recuperate and reflect and evaluate. Feel like you had to evaluate. So it took a lot longer than maybe you would have expected for yourself. For your abilities in July, though, we have the Knight of Cups. So I feel like you're going to get back in touch with your emotions and become a little bit more nurturing and emotionally understanding of yourself, at least. And there is a little bit of an impulsiveness with the Knight of Cups, but in comparison to all of this, I feel like, in general, if you just remember to not get washed away in your emotions and your isolation, this water coming in might be able to help you. For your love, passions, and interests this month, for July, we have the Ten of Swords. So you might be having a situation where you're feeling backstabbed, exhausted, depleted, you can't go on anymore, something that you had your heart tied into. A lot of disappointment, but again, with this being 10, it means it's the end of the cycle. It's the worst that it could have gotten, and now you're moving on to a new cycle. And this is in your love, passions, and interests, so wherever that lies. We'll clarify with the Rider-Waite deck. And then for your future or outcome, we have the Knight of Swords. So we have 2 knights here. That's kind of immature energy, maybe a little bit impulsive. So try to watch your emotions and your mouth a little bit so that you don't leave yourself isolated by like kind of like snapping back at people. Maybe we'll clarify. Or you might be dealing with someone. There is a lot of air here, so I don't know. You might be dealing with someone that's an air sign or have it in your chart. So if it's you that has it in your chart, it'll be easier for you to maneuver and understand if you just, you know, take a peek at your birth chart and maybe study it a little bit, so that when you see like the maybe like toxic emotions and potential outbursts, you can catch them in time. Or maneuver someone with, ooh, man, I'm making a mess. Maneuver someone that has those kind of outbursts, you know. So let me clarify. 5 of Swords in reverse, or 4 of Swords in reverse for the recent past, Leo. There are no wands here, Leo. Where are you at? Okay, so in your recent past, the time that you took to, you know, that long rest that you took, that was, you know, time because you had to gain a new perspective after some heartbreak. Something very, very painful, and you felt stabbed in the back, stabbed in the heart, just overall, like, it painful. This could be a third-party situation in a relationship. It could also mean, you know, a loss of a job that you felt very passionate for some of you, but both of these figures are upside down because the 4 of Swords is reversed, but the Hangman, you know. So here I see like you just had to really kind of you felt contorted in such a way that you had to gain a new perspective and rest and reflect and figure this shit out, because let me see, with the eight of clouds, it's like the guilt and the torment and just loud ass mind contamination. It's an icky feeling. Guilt, please. 8 of clouds. And this was in your recent past, remember, so. More sword energy. What is going on? Okay, so 5 of Swords, lots of conflict, controversy. It's just loud. It's loud in your... He has the swords up. He's ready to attack, even though these people are walking away. And all of these jagged clouds, it's like super sharp and ruthless type of energy. And it's mostly because maybe you're feeling... This could also mean you're dealing with someone that's always on the defensive, like always trying to stir shit. But also, like, I feel like you're going through a lot of, like, brain fog, either because of this person or because you're going through this type of, like, overly combative energy type thing. One more. More swords. Good Lord. Someone in the recent past was ruthless, sharp-tongued. It's just very heavy, loud, painful energy. And I don't know if someone definitely, yep, more sword energy. You had to move away from this situation. You had to move away from this. It's 6 of Swords. You had to take what was important to you, take what was left, what hasn't been cut out by this ruthless person, or, you know, if you were doing this, you know, if you were acting out in your own pains, whatever, it's because you're hurting. So, like, you had to move away from this conflict, this unhealthy energy, and you're moving away from it. So, let's go into your current situation. We do have wands. I don't know what I was talking about. Aha, the Empress. So with this like loss, this, you know, something, you're obviously still a little bit upset right now because this is in your current situation, because what you thought was going to work out, you know, didn't. So this is, you know, something that has failed a little bit, a celebration that has failed. It's also turning you into this energy where you're like, boom, I'm back, bitches. Sorry. Wow. And, you know, we're getting more yellow here, so I feel like that's your Leo. And you're feeling a little bit more empowered and independent, more like you can rely on yourself again and stable. I feel like abundance is flowing back in for you. Let me clarify sorrow. Sorrow. Yeah, you still, like, obviously, you feel a shift going on here where you're feeling more confident, but there's still those lingering doubts, the lingering uneasiness, and the sorrow that's just, you know, it's natural for it to carry over, as, you know, time heals everything, as long as you're healing, you know, not suppressing or anything. So let's get a few more out here. Oh. So I feel like people might be competing over you right now, or you might be competing for love, but in general, because I feel like you're definitely radiating this Empress energy because you're coming out of something very profound and painful. You're shining so, so bright that people are loving you, people are into you. It seems like outwardly people are feeling as though you're mastering yourself in a very harmonious way. However, it feels like it's causing people to fight over you, and maybe even like you to fight with yourself, just because when there's a lot of attractive offers, yeah, it gets like a little bit busy. Shame on you. Or, you know, remember, the energies can be transferable, so sorrow. Yeah, you're moving out of this sorrow super fast, to be honest. Because we have the Eight of Wands and the Emperor. So this sorrow is melting away and moving into this Emperor energy super fast. So just be cautious of not suppressing yourself, because sometimes the Emperor can suppress his pains and stuff, and I don't want you to like get all rigid and cracked. So I feel like, you know, all these love offers and stuff flying your way, it's causing you to move on, but, you know, be wary, because there are still some sorrows that you don't be wary. Be cautious and mindful of how you feel. Like, don't ignore your feelings, don't ignore your healing, because the sorrows will come back up if you don't finish this cycle in a clean manner. I don't know, you know, whatever is going on, it has to run its course. So Knight of Cups for the abilities in July for Leo. Knight of Cups. Temperance. So I think, you know, here we have the Knight of Cups and Temperance. So it's telling you, temper yourself. Temper yourself and maintain balance and clarity. Keep your waters clear. Keep your waters clear here, because when you can keep your waters clear, you're making decisions with integrity. You know, you have no regrets. You're not harming anybody, and you're being you can be mindful and still have fun and feel your emotions and everything like that, but keeping your waters clear, especially in the face of so much competitive love and going on here. You're super empowered. I mean, you got the Empress and the Emperor. You might even be partnering up with someone else. and being feeling this like power couple energy. But it is important to keep your waters clear so you don't botch this self-sabotage. I do it all the time. Don't get offended. I do it constantly. So Knight of Cups and Temperance. Yeah, just take it easy. Take it easy with yourself. There's no need to rush. The world is opening up to you. This is kind of like a doorway to me. You know, things are being left behind, and the options are open to you. But, you know, take it easy, take it slow, and make it clear, and make your plans. Make solid plans, and don't cling to power. Don't cling to control, because when you try to goodness gracious, when you try to cling to control, you lose the clarity in your water, and you lose the balance, and you're no longer able to maneuver decisions in a healthy way. Oh gosh, I thought this was the Ten of Swords. The font is so small. It's Two of Swords. So you have a split decision here for your love, passions, and interests. A split decision that your heart is in this. You know, it definitely something that you want to consider strongly, but it's like you feel bound by this decision. It's not like there's no clarity in it for your love, passions, interests with Two of Swords. There's no, yeah. Your emotions are pouring over for this decision that you have to make in your love, passions, interests. You might be maneuvering multiple partners right now, and you might be feeling a lot for both of them for different reasons, and this decision might be really, really hard. This could mean even a job, 2 jobs that you're extremely about right now, and it's like, oh God, I don't think I can. So let's see. Love, passions, and interests. What you got to do is just, you know, remember, keep your waters clear and maintain your balance. Dedicate yourself, study, research if you need to. This might be a marriage, so consider what that means to you if you're with multiple partners. Also with the Star, this could mean focus on your dreams. This could also mean having visions, meditating, going into a visionary state, and really, you know, tapping into your creative side, being able to co-create with the universe and not being afraid. Because when you're afraid, that's when your cups are pouring over, because you're like, I don't know what decision to make. I don't know what decision to make. But remember, there is no wrong decision, because ultimately, you know, that whole everything is as it should be type thing. You shouldn't be afraid. You know, you are blessed and highly favored as a Leo. So the only thing holding you back is all these swords, all this mind contamination. If you can keep your waters clear, devote yourself to this decision, devote yourself to learning more, finding out all the facts, knowing everything you need to know, and figuring out exactly what your vision is for yourself, you know, you'll be able to make this decision with clarity and not have so much emotion pouring over. Busyness. Knight of Swords for the outcome, please. Knight of Swords for Leo. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles here. So it's like you're working, I feel like you might be working really, really hard. And it might make you a bit sharp, like, and not in a good way, kind of like just remember to maintain balance. If you're working too much, remember that you have to rest and try to maybe even watch some comedies or something, because if your mind is suffering, then your work will suffer, and then your tongue will suffer, and then your relationships will suffer. You'll no longer be able to communicate well and without hurting people. But, you know, in general, since the Knight of Swords is right side up, I feel like you're going to keep clear. Keep your clarity. It's just something, it's a warning that I keep hearing to say. So you're also, for some of you, a handful of you, I feel like you're involved with an air sign that might be trying to deter you from your hard work. Let me see. Yeah, there's someone coming in that has secrets. They sure do. They have secrets. They have old habit patterns. Also, you could have some old habit patterns. We all have them, but, you know, try to reflect on that. And they're trying to get you out of your hard work, out of all of this progress that you've made, out of this state of stability and progress, and they want to put you back in this swords. Because remember, this is the 8 of Swords that was in the beginning, and now it's at the end. So if you're involved with an air sign, I say don't do it right now. Not in July. Look at this. Stay strong, but do it with compassion. Do it with patience and gentleness, because if she were to use force, that lion would bite her hand off, right? Stay strong. Don't get back into your head about whoever the hell, whatever the hell is going on. I mean, it could be you poisoning your own mind for some of you, but for a handful of you, like I said, there is an air sign involved, and you need to get the fuck away. Sorry. They like to give off the impression that they have everything handled, but there's a lot hiding behind that curtain, and they're guarding themselves. They're hiding their heart chakra. They're not being genuine. They're trying to isolate you, see? They're trying to isolate you from, you know, possibly friends, family, your hard work, your progress, make you feel like an outsider again. Clarify the 5 of Pentacles. Leo. Okay. Yeah, they're trying to manipulate you for sure. They're trying to manipulate you because you're so eager, you're so willing, and you're so slightly naive and trusting and bewildered with life that they're trying to manipulate you. They're using all of their resources to manipulate you, and they're trying to tear you down and isolate you again, so that they basically trap you so that they can access you whenever they see fit. Because look at this. I mean, they're trying to... You're out here manifest. I mean, this is a double-edged card here. You're out here manifesting a wonderful life for yourself. You have options. You have things going on. You're working hard. You have a lot of decisions to weigh out here, but here they come, just ripping shit apart, trying to manipulate you into destroying all that you have built and isolate you again in your mind because you're so willing, eager, loving, again, bewildered and youthful. One guide card, please, for Leo. July 2020. Oh, 21, Owl in reverse. Get back to your inner knowing, because you need to cut through people's bullshit. There's inauthentic peoples about. You have been greatly deceived by either yourself or another. Perhaps witchcraft or black magic is being used against you, or maybe you are using witchcraft or sorcery to aid you when you should be praying and asking the Great Spirit for guidance. The message is to befriend the darkness inside yourself. Look deeply, and soon the bright light of the dawn will illuminate you. Then ask yourself what you are in the dark about. How and by whom are you being deceived? Have you lied to yourself about someone or something? Are you being greatly deceived or just slightly deceived? Owl tells you to keep an eye on your property and your loved ones. Remember that the owl is always asking who. So yeah, take that how it resonates. There was a few different stories going on here, but in general, it's like keep your waters clear and get more information for yourself. So I hope that helped, Leo, and have a wonderful July. I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Donations and tips are appreciated. Thanks.